Beer not bian mefalavi Adam, מערכי לב, ומאדוני מענה לשון. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Hi Ray. Hey Stargate. Hey Brandon Lee Taylor. Brandon Lee Taylor. Hi Stephen. Good morning. Hi Karinachka. Doesn't sound as good. Thank you guys for coming. Today we're going to rescue the Shechina, and I'm going to teach you how. I'm going to try to. Let's just wait for a few more people. Where's Irma? Me and Irma were chatting at 2 a.m. I had another sleepless night. Insomnia hit again. At least I got like 4 hours, which was good. Okay, let's begin. Shall we? Today is Monday, March 16th, 2026. And we, you and I, are smack in the middle of the greatest story, the most dramatic story, the most soap opera story the Ein Sof Baruch Hu ever told. And today I want to start out. I realize I always do this. When I watch my videos back, I'm like, why am I doing this? It's just my habit. Anyway, today I want to tell you the intricacies of some of my thoughts. I want to spend the first half hour of the class talking about my thoughts. And then we're going to go into the text of Tikkunei HaZohar. Hi, Chris Mancuso. Hola. Hola, muchacha. Christine. Are you the same Christine from my chat? Okay. The first thing, let me go into share, see what I wanted to discuss first. Okay, I remember. Okay, so you guys know how I have said in previous classes that like I'm the only one that I've ever heard say that the Shechina is real. Like she's as real as the Kuchabrichu. Like they're both emanations of the Ein Sof. It's not just a male upper world, it's female. There's female embodiments of Hashem all the way down the tree. And she has been conceptually obliterated by the Erev Rav. By the fog of the gaslighting of the Erev Rav, they made her into a non-entity. They rendered her null, like talking about air, like talking about nothing. And I found a video by my friend from back in the day, Giovanni Francis. We were Facebook friends from the beginning of 2020, and he put up a reel. It came up on my feed, and I'm going to play it for you guys now. Oh, no. Don't start with me. Oh, come on. Why? Oh, let me see if Chris Bale's going to come up. Okay. Okay. Let me see if you could give me a minute. I'm going to go into my chat and I'm going to see if I could transfer this. Give me 1 second, you guys. Oh, Irma, did you find me? Okay, I know I was a little bit late this morning. Okay, group media. Let me try to find this with Giovanni. Giovanni, where are you? I might give up in a second. Dang, it was so good. Where did I put it? Let me just check here. Sorry, guys. Hang on with me. Okay, I'm gonna give up. I'll play it for your next class, but it basically was he was saying that the Shekhinah is real, and he cited sources for it. That she's just as real as the Kuchibrichu. Give me one more second. It's really bothering me. Do you guys mind waiting? Where could I find it? Where did I send it? Let me check my gallery. Photos. Photos? No, no thanks. Okay, good. Oh my god, I have so much on my phone, it's ridiculous. Ah! You know, when you're trying to look for that one thing and you'll never find it? Oh, Giovanni, where are you? Oh, let me try looking him up on YouTube. Giovanni. I'll never find it. Okay, fine. This is a lesson in me letting go. I'm gonna let go, and I'll play it for you guys next class. So let's go to the next thing. Oh, Kim Johansson, you said take your time, don't worry. That's the nicest thing you could say to me. Okay, hold on. Let me try again. Okay, let's go to his channel. Hmm. No, Hashem is not letting me find this. Oh, he's so cute, Giovanni.
Merry Christmas. This is
No,
the message from.
that's not it.
So,
That's not it. Okay, I give up. So the next clip I wanted to show you guys, the next video, is we're heading towards a time of embodied presence of God. That's what the Shechina is. The Shechina is not intellectual pursuit of God, but it is God in the body. This is what Geula is. I was talking this out with Ani the other day, where I understood that from the teaching that it says that the body will teach the soul. The atmos of the body, the makeup of the body, is going to teach the soul, which seems counterintuitive because you would think that the soul would teach the body. But I understood, my first understanding of that is that as the DNA uncoils, as the DNA unfolds, as the DNA comes online, more and more strands, as the brain activates, as we become more of what is invested in our body, it's going to teach us about our past lives. It's going to teach us about, it's just going to open up the worlds to us. It's going to expand our consciousness, expand our capabilities. Thank you, Irma, for saying it's okay. um, And so the newer understanding of the expression that the body will teach the soul is that the reactions of your body, the impulses, the sensations of your body, you need to be embodied. You need to like have your consciousness feeling your body. Like right now, I'm trying to feel my body and the disappointment I'm feeling that I couldn't find, like the frustration, the different emotions that you feel in different parts of your body. Like I could feel some of it in my lower back. I could feel the disappointment, the frustration. It's like in the body, the emotion. And when you feel it, you can release it from the body. It doesn't get trapped in the body and cause disease. So I hear my body mad at me when I eat bad. Yeah, me too. I'm like 5 pounds up. I need to lose 5 pounds. And yeah, my body is like telling me stop eating ice cream and chocolate. Anyway, so the embodied presence of God, like even as I'm sitting here talking to you guys now, I'm trying to feel my toes with, feel my body. And this is Shechina living. And all of us, male and female, need to do more of this because men have, their female, um, men and women both have a mix of the male and female essence inside of them. Men have a male core, masculine core, and females have a feminine core, but we each have, like, I wouldn't get up and go to work if I didn't have some masculine in me. So I wanted to play some Chris Bale for you guys. Oh my God, Chris Bale is one of my favorites on Instagram. When he talks in his slow, methodical way, I'm listening to every nuance of every inflection that he's saying. He is one of the most spiritually evolved men, sexually evolved men I've ever encountered. I mean, what he teaches gives me hope for all of humanity.
And the most important thing of everything that I ever share with anybody, the one thing that I would say is the most important is be in your body as deeply as you can on a moment-to-moment basis.
Yes.
Feel yourself. Because if you're in your body and you're feeling yourself, you can't ignore what's truly going on in you anymore. You can't stick your head in the sand anymore and just get on with it. You will have to creatively, with your beautiful life force, come up with solutions for the path that you're on. And the deeper we feel ourselves, the less we can trick ourselves.
The less we can trick ourselves.
The less we can get away with it all, and the more we refuse to allow the outside world put us into situations of lack and stress and re-traumatization over and over again. To be in the body is to respect ourselves.
Ooh.
To have a relaxed.
To be in the body is to respect ourselves. That's huge.
Body is to be in deep reverence and respect for ourselves.
Okay, this is basically the concept that I wanted to share. And I wanted to give a personal example because I always feel that examples really bring it home, like make it applicable to your life. So as you guys, most of you guys know, I'm going through a divorce right now, and it's been not so easy. I thought it would be chick-chack, sign the papers and done, but it's taking its time, and there's a lot of negotiations back and forth, and it's frustrating. And my ex comes up to me a few days ago, and he says, "You know what? I'll give you $250 for the house, $250,000, like that." My house appreciates at about $3 million. I live on Long Island, and it's just been going up, up, up the past few years. And instead of reacting, I went into my body, and I felt the response of my body, and I felt the pit in my stomach, and I felt the feeling of being taken advantage of all over. Every single place was screaming to me, respect yourself. And I have been somewhat of a pushover my whole life just to keep the peace, just to get things done. I like to, that's my personality. Like, let's take the easiest road and let's get this done. I want it done today or tomorrow. Like, I never want things to linger in my life. I just want to keep moving forward. So, because he said, if not, we're going to go to lawyers. We're going to stop with mediation and go to lawyers. And I called his bluff. I'm like, fine, let's go to lawyers. And I felt like I respected myself in that moment like I never have in my life. And your body, if you're embodied, if you're Shechina living and you're paying attention to the reactions and emotions, sensations of your body, you will never allow anybody to disrespect you ever again. You're going to feel the moment you're being taken advantage of, the moment you're abandoning yourself to keep the peace, staying quiet to keep the peace. Yeah. There's a few other examples I've had over the past few weeks of releasing things that no longer felt in alignment with who I am. And I was doing it for reasons that no longer made sense in my life. And things that were not for my highest good or benefit, to make other people happy, to make other people feel secure and safe. What about me? Put myself last. I'm allowed to feel secure and safe too. And I know how it feels in my body to feel secure and safe. And these things hit me like lightning. Hashem tells me I had to pull over the side of the road and text the other day because Hashem wouldn't let me go on another minute doing what I was doing, abandoning myself, giving myself away, not putting myself and my own needs first. Okay, so I just wanted to share all that with you guys. Okay, so let's go to my next thought, my next deep thought for the week. Okay, so I remember reading this inside Apples from the Orchard, and this connects back to what we discussed last week. That it is my preference to project my consciousness to the place called Yira has named the thoughtful light, the place of the Ein Sof, the place of the illimitable, the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, where my world and my life is no longer being animated and run by the place of the thoughtless light, where my erratic, all over the place, inconsistent thoughts are manifesting my reality. That's called the thoughtless light, which is the light down here in this realm through which we manifest our life. I don't want to engage with that light. I want to project and sync up to the thoughtless light, the thoughtful light, the place of the Ein Sof, where Hashem is the place of synchronicities and timing, and Hashem is running my life. I give it to you, Hashem. Hashem, delight me today. I feel the emotion in the morning. I want to feel you. I want to feel you guiding my life. Show me synchronicities. Show me timing. Show me that you're sending angels to orchestrate my day. When this patient cancels, this patient fills in. I get a longer lunch because this patient, you know what I mean? It's like everything, I see the Yad Hashem in my day. To me, that's the best feeling I could ask for. That's the biggest bliss I could ask for, is to feel Hashem as the masculine provider, protector, organizer, leader of my life. And I'm just following his lead. So then it made me realize that there was a section in Apples where it's talking about what is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the emanated aspect of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. In the middle of the tree, in Tiferes, in Yitzira, in Olam HaYitzira. And he's the Atah, he's the Baruch Atah Hashem. He's the Atah that we're talking about when we're davening, but there's also the Hu, which is the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, which is the illimitable one, ungraspable, unknowable, has no form, has no shape, has no emanation. We can't begin to know him. He has no beginning and no end. But he wanted to be known, so he emanated himself down a tree, different aspects of himself down a tree to be known to himself and experience the opposite of himself and experience what it's like to know another. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is trapped inside the Tzimtzum, just like us, he doesn't have as much of the amnesia as we do, because he's higher up, but he has some amount of forgetfulness of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. So let me read to you what this says. With this, hold this thought in mind as we read this together. In the Medrash, in the Parsha, it's written that Rabbi Yehuda bar Shimon opened his discourse by explaining the verse, God makes individuals dwell in a house. He continued, a certain non-Jewish matron once asked Rabbi Yossi bar Chalafta, how many days did the Holy One Blessed be He create the world? And the Midrash continues, in 6 days. He answered, and what's he been doing since then? The Holy One Blessed be He sits and makes matches. It's called shidduchim. In the Jewish world, he sits and makes, he's a matchmaker. He puts men and women together, okay? And it is said it is as difficult before the Holy and Blessed be He to make matches as it was to divide the Red Sea. And I understood from this that it's only difficult for a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the emanated Atah of Hashem, the emanated aspect of Hashem, in the middle of the tree, it's only difficult for him to make shidduchim because he's not remembering the Ein Sof. He's using the thoughtless light. He's not syncing himself. He's not looking up. Yer always says, when we look up, we cause all the aspects of Hashem to look up and remember the Ein Sof, the place of divine providence, hashgacha pratis, the place where Hashem does the work for you. The place where Hashem arranges everything down to the millisecond of your life. Who you're going to bump into in the street, which phone call you're going to pick up at just the right time, who you're going to see at the party, that, every single thing that would have been impossible for you to orchestrate yourself. This is from the Ein Sof. This is from higher than the tree of life. So I understood that it's only hard for the HaKadosh Baruch Hu to make shidduchim because he's not looking up and he's not asking the Ein Sof Baruch Hu for help. So that was an amazing revelation, amazing thought that came to me this week. Stephen. This is beautiful, Stephen. Are we not experiencing the Shechina in the context of each moment? Absolutely. I feel, I breathe, and I remember it's Hashem. The Shechina warms the heart. Words are incomplete. In the end, I feel, she's the mother. She's the nurturer. That's the Shechina. You see what else I wanted in my drive here? Okay. Thank you, Kim Johansson. Thank you for being here with me. Okay, so I wanted to go now inside Tikkunei Zohar. I read another 20 pages over Shabbos, and I wanted to learn inside with you guys. Just take a drink. Okay. Okay. You guys can see that okay? Okay, let us begin. This is Daf 37b and further. You guys ready? Master of the world. What I did was when I read these 20 pages, I flag, which I have to have my flags have to have flags. I double flag, which are the sections that I want to be reading to you guys, the ones that really light up my heart and give me clarity about the Shechina. Because, oh, this is such a good thought. I have to go out of here for a second. Another great thought that came to me. Tikkunei HaZohar. Why is it called Tikkunei HaZohar? What are we being metaking? What are we correcting? And I came to realize that the Zohar itself wasn't strong enough in its reveal of the Shechina. It needed to be tikkuned with the Tikkunei HaZohar, because Tikkunei HaZohar is so dense. Almost every other sentence is about the Shechina. Okay, if we didn't get the memo in Zohar that it's all about the Shechina, that Geula is all about the Shechina, you definitely get the memo when you're reading Tikkunei HaZohar. And I came to realize that your Hari, the first thing he teaches, the first thing out of his mouth is the teaching of Aleph Mem Shin. And why is that? Why is he teaching that? It is the pattern of the mother letters and not the father letters. He's teaching his primary teaching. What he came here to remind us of is the mother. And why is that? Because without remembering the mother and bringing her out of concealment, you cannot remember the Ein Sof. She was his first breakout move. She was his first creation. She's his girlfriend. She's in the panemius of Keter. She's at the tippy top of the tree. He hides her from the world. He's protective over her. And he finally has given permission in this generation to reveal her, because he knew she would get ravaged in a world that wasn't ready. But here we are, and we're ready. We couldn't get back to Ein Sof living. We couldn't get back to a type of living that we're synced up to the illimitable without first acknowledging that we have a mother. And so I just want to remind you guys, I opened it to this page in Tikkunei HaZohar. The first thing Rabbi Shimon says, it says, Kum Rabbi Shimon. This is Eliyahu HaNavi talking to him. Arise, Rabbi Shimon. Aftach milan, open your words, Kamei Shechinta, before the Shechina. Okay, the first line. And who are we talking to? Who are we addressing? We're addressing the Shechina, who holds the position of Atika Kadisha. I'm not saying a small thing when I say that. She's the highest part of the tree. She's the one touching Ein Sof. If you want to get to Ein Sof, there ain't no way to get to him without first going through her. This is why we have the mother letters, and the pattern of the entire creation is in the pattern of the mother, so we could see her everywhere and remember her. And without her, we have no Geula. Barachamim. We have no merciful redemption without remembering the mother, because she's the one who's going to make it safe. She gives safe passageway back to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. The world wasn't created in the pattern of the father letters. It's Mother Earth. I'm getting worked up today. I'm getting so worked up this morning. Okay. And just to reiterate one more thing from last week, The Great Awakening that everyone has labeled this time period, the Great Awakening, is awakening ourselves to the fact that there is an illimitable God and a manifest God, okay? And when we remember to project our consciousness to the highest possible place, we cause every single other emanated aspect of Hashem in the higher worlds to look up also. When we remember, they remember. That is the Great Awakening. Okay. Okay, let's go inside Tikkun HaZohar. And further, V'od Ribon Alma, Master of the World, Kabel Derona Dilahon. Receive their gift. Make sure you guys can see that, okay? Make it a little bigger. Which is the good gift that ascends upon them, of which it is said, I have a good gift in my treasure house. And its name is Shabbat. De'itmar ba matana tova yeshli. I have a good gift. The vase genazai, okay, where the Or Haganuz is in the inside aspect, the inner aspect, the panemius of Keter at the top of the tree, is the Or Hagan and Hashem's treasure house. He's holding the light codes. With the Shechina is in there, and the Or Haganuz is with her. The Shabbat Shema, we rest on Shabbos, the 7th millennia, which we are entering right now. The Shechina is called Shabbos. There are those who did charity with her. Elaine Inun Dehavo of Din Tzedakah Imaf. Look at this word here, tzedakah. What does it mean to do charity with the Shechina? Okay. How do we act justly with her? The tzaddik from tzedakah, she is the 90 amains said on Shabbos. She is the 4 kedushos, the dalid, you see, of tzedakah. The 4 times we say kedusha on Shabbos of shachros, musaf, mincha, and marav. She's the 100 blessings, K, kuf, meya, bercha'an, 500 brachas we say on Shabbos. She's the 5 books of Torah, chamisha chomshei Torah, immediately in the hands of a man, which are chesed and gavur. Chesed and gavur are symbolic of the hands, the arms and the hands on the body, went forth from Adam. Adam is the middle pillar to receive. They use their hands to receive the gift and give it to the king. But those who do not perform acts of kindness, tzedakah with his Shechina in exile, and they are stingy with her. And what I understood from this is they're not honoring Shabbos, they're not praying on Shabbos, they're not saying Kedusha, they're not saying the Amains or the Brachos. Their gift is delivered to the dog. And we know who the dog is Samael. And the gift of the Shechina must be done for her with that which is beloved to him, as the masters of the Mishnah established, and you shall love Hashem. How do we love Hashem? By loving his girlfriend. With that which is beloved to you. At that time, how many living creatures opened their hands, as it is said of them, and the hands of a man were under their wings. Ezekiel 1. They give a gift to the soul of that man who's davening, who's keeping Shabbos, from many good gifts, from many levels of prophecy, right? He gets rewarded. And above all, the Shechina gives him gifts. She herself gives him gifts, of which it is said, Moshe rejoiced in the gift of his portion. Yismach Moshe b'matanas chalko. This is in Shacharis on Shabbos morning in the Kedusha. Because it is said of the gift of Elohim, begin d'matas Elohim, he, and that which is said of him, Poseches Yadecha, you open your hand. Okay, this is Hashem giving us bounty, giving us shefa. He gives him many good gifts and the sustenance for his soul and his body. And all those who enter, when they leave from the house of the king, and they take 3 steps backwards, this is in Shemon Esrei. This is in one of the prayers on Shabbat, where we take 3 steps forward when we're starting. And I've learned that it is to elevate from the world of Asiya, Yetzira, and Beria. When you take 3 steps forward, you're entering into Atzilus with Hashem, and then 3 steps backwards at the end is when you leave. For there's no gift beloved to the Kuchibrichu like the gift of the Shechina. Okay, you're only going to make Hashem happy when you honor the Shechina through prayer and Shabbat, through keeping the Shabbat. Happy are the arms that ascend to her before him, with tefillin on their heads and upon their hands and upon their heads. Happy are the legs and the body and the hands and every single limb in which the gift ascends to the Kuchibrichu. For there is no gift, beloved, before the Kuchibrichu, like the gift of the Shechina. Happy is the limb that performs with it a mitzvah to the Kuchibrichu. For because of it, the Kuchibrichu descends to dwell in each of his limbs. And Yir Ha'ari gave a live this week where he spoke about this, where we have the Adam B'li'al and the Adam the Kedusha. And when you do mitzvahs, you're going to animate the limbs of your body through Kedusha. And if you neglect to do mitzvahs, and if you sin, you are drawing down the aspect of the Adam B'li'al, which extends all the way up to Atzilus. Okay, he's the full length of the tree, and you're bringing his body parts into your physical body parts when you are sinning, when you are not fulfilling the commandments. Okay, this is a big deal. And concerning this man, the Adam. Concerning this man, it is proclaimed above, give honor to the image of the king, because we are made, our body is an exact likeness to the body of the king above us. So we want the limbs of our body to be animated, to be illuminated with the lights of the Adam de Kedusha. Okay, next thing I wanted to read, next section. Hold on, I need to take a drink. Rabbi Elazar said, Father, but how many thoughts are there? This was the question Rabbi Elazar was asking Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Kama machshav inun. The lower Shechina is called thought. Shechina tata'a iskere machshava. The supernal chachma is called thought. Ila'a iskere. Shechina ila'a iskere machshava. Okay, there's many different things called a machshava. And higher above, u'le'ila machshava. And higher than all thought, that above it there is none, u'le'ilu mikulhu machshava. And on top of all these things that are called thought, deles le'ilu mina. There is none like her, right? V'hi sesima l'kol sesimin. She's in the sealed chamber that even Mashiach cannot enter. No man is getting in there. She is the sealed. The Ein Sof Baruch Hu has her locked away for safekeeping. And she's the highest machshava and the supernal of all that is supernal. For he sasima de kol sasiman ila'a de kol ila'in. And if you should say that the thought of man ascends there, okay, if you should think for a second that there's a masculine energy going in that sacred space, la, not so. La, for it is said of him, I was afraid, for I was naked and I hid myself. Ki aruma nochi v'achave. For this nakedness showed that his garments were removed, and because of this it is said, in Abba I hid myself, and in the Son, and Moshe hid his face. Okay? So they're all hiding from her. They're all scared. Okay, next section. He said to them, that serpent with whom you wage war, who's talking here? This is the son of Rav Hamnuna Sava, which is Mashiach. The serpent with whom you wage war, how are you saved from it? For it swallows and kills. And not only this, but it killed Adam Kadma'a, the first man, the serpent, the snake in the garden, and all the generations that came after Adam Harishon, and the daughter. She is upon the tower that flies in the air. Ihi al Magdala de Parach biavira. See this word Magdala? It reminds me of Mary Magdalene. And Mary Magdalene was the embodiment of the Shechina of her generation. So it tells me that whenever I see this word tower, it's talking about the embodiment, the Shechina. It's talking about the Shechina. The tower is the Shechina, and she's all the way up in the tower. It's like Rapunzel. It's like every fairy tale where there is a princess in a castle, at the top of the castle, waiting to be rescued. And they proclaim every day in the firmament, whoever kills this serpent, they will give him the king's daughter. Bas Melech Penima. They're going to give him the innermost aspect of the king's daughter. Okay, because she has many different aspects to her, but there is an innermost, uppermost aspect to her. Mimishbetzos zahav levusha, and this is the gold of the 7 days of Bereishis. She's wearing ornaments of gold. What is this gold? The hay is the 5 lights. The Zion for Zahav is the 7 days of Bereishis. The hay are the 5 lights mentioned in Bereishis in the beginning, and the Beis is the Beis of Bereishis. So that makes up the word Zahav. Of her it is said, fair as the moon. Yafa Kalavona, Shir Hashirim 7. The oral Torah, they call her thus in the Masifta. She's also called Torah Shebal Peh. And because of this, a herald proclaimed, how many mighty ones, how many masters of shields gathered in the Beit Medrash to wage war with the serpent for her sake. They all tried to get to her, to rescue her from the tower, from the serpent. All of these knights in shining armor have been attempting to release the Zohar that reveals the Shechina. She's been trapped inside Tikkunei Zohar, not just Zohar, but she's been trapped in there, and she's been hidden by the Erev Rav plot, derangement syndrome. You can't study Zohar till you're 40. Women can't study Zohar. All of the stupidity, all the gaslighting they created around studying Zohar, all for one end, all to hide the Shechina. That's it. Because when we found the Shechina, we found Ein Sof, and we remembered how to create reality with the thoughtful light and depend on Hashem's hashgacha pratis, Hashem's divine providence to orchestrate every single second of our life. Why would I want to animate my life with my thoughts? That is terrifying. And because of this, and how many shields were made breaches for her, the daughter of the king? And he looked this way and that way, and he saw there was no man. Vayifen kova yarki ein ish. There was none among them who could kill the serpent until he shall come. Not one of those knights. If you watch Shrek, it's the whole plot line of Shrek. He needed to get her out of Fiona, out of the top of the tower, from the garden, from the dragon that was guarding her. Of whom it is said about Moshe Rabbeinu, he looked this way and that way, and he struck the Egyptian. And because of this, it is said, until Shiloh comes. Shiloh is Moshe. You see, Shiloh and Moshe are the same letters in reverse. For it is Moshe's inheritance to save the queen, to save the princess. No one else can do this but him. And because of this, it is said, until Shiloh comes, his indeed. Moshe Rabbeinu is the only one who has the sharpness of mind, the chachma, the razor sharp chachma to slay the serpent. And to him shall be the obedience of peoples, Yikhas Amim, because he is the son of Yitzhar, the son of Kahat, the son of Amram. And that's also making up this word Yikhas, the son of a high people. Of him it is said, and the sons of Rechavi multiplied greatly, and he killed the serpent. Moshe Rabbeinu was the only one to kill the serpent, to rescue the Shechina. There's only one man equipped, and his power is in the sea and on the dry land and in the firmament. You see, in all the worlds, Moshe Rabbeinu rules. And many masters, Okay, I'll save this for later. And many masters of battles waged war with him upon the sea, right? And it is said, there go ships on the sea of the Oraita. These ships are eyes that look into Torah. These people, tzaddikim, tell me, chachamim, all the righteous ones of the generations, they're looking into the oral Torah. But you know what? They're learning Gemara because Zohar was made taboo. It was made like if you're learning Zohar, you're insane. Only in the past 5 years has this changed. That you can go into a bookstore in Israel and ask for a Kabbalistic book, and they don't look at you like you lost your mind. I have seen this shift with my own eyes. And many ships among them were broken and fell into the sea until her inheritance came. Until the Shechina's her time came to be rescued, to be revealed, to be unearthed, to be remembered. And Moshe Rabbeinu tore the sea of the Oraita. He tore that thing up. The horse and its rider, he cast into the sea. He threw all these people who were attempting to confuse us, attempting to make the Gemara on top of the Kabbalah, to make the handmaiden higher than the queen, to inverse the reality. And this is the serpent and his mate, which is his mare, and he caused Israel to cross over upon it, that they not drown in it. Okay, and the children of Israel walked on dry land, and we learned many classes back that dry land, Yabasha, is an allusion to the Shechina. So he caused the children of Israel to remember the walkable reality, the embodied reality, feeling your emotions in your body reality of living a Shechina life. He made them remember the Shechina in the midst of the sea. At first, in the first redemption, with the splitting of the sea, it was in that substance. It was actual water. It was actual sea. In the final redemption, which is where we're holding right now, like literally right now, all is in the sea of the Oraita. It is metaphorical, okay? There is no actual sea that's going to be split this time around. Rather, the staff of Moshe this time around is his pen. His pen. Have you seen what your Ha'ari can produce? Have you seen the might of his pen, of his sword? His sword is his pen. For upon it the arm of Hashem was revealed. Of it is said, and to whom was the arm of Hashem revealed? And when you look at the Hebrew of this, al mi niglasa, there are no questions in the Torah. I learned this from Yira. It is through the female, it will be revealed, al mi, through the mother, niglasa, when she is revealed. That is the arm of Hashem. Okay. I think, let me just see where I wanted to read. Okay, we're going to jump down. Let me just check on you guys real quick. Let's see what Orlando. Blessed are you, and what emanated from whom? I get it, Ray. I get your riddle. Blessed are you. What? Ma emanated from me. Orlando Ortega. Bringing the Shechina out of exile is essential because it restores the revealed presence of Hashem in the world and heals the spiritual separation between the divine and creation. Yes. Oh, thank you, Ray. Thank you for saying this. You're so right, Christine. But we've been motherless. How horrible. We've been orphans. We've been subjected to the tough love of a punishing father. Okay, let us go back. Daf 44a. And because of this, here, O mountains, the mountains are the patriarchs, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, the contention of Hashem, the Riv Hashem. What is the quarrel of Hashem? This is the Shechina. Di'ihi Riv im Avahan, because she quarrels with the patriarchs. Why? Because they distance her from her husband. And these are called Amoraim, and the mighty ones, the foundations of the earth, are called Tanaim. And these Tanaim are a Tanim by reversal of the letters. You see right here, Tanaim becomes a Tanim when you tziruf the letters. And these are Netzach and Hod, the Tzaddikim, and the eternal ones of the world. And behold, Eitan, by the reversal of the letters, is Tanya. I learned this from Yira Ha'ari also, that the Tanya, written by the Alter Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the first Lubavitcher Rebbe, came in his brilliance. He repackaged and repurposed the Zohar to take it out of its derangement syndrome, to take it out of its taboo status. In order to make it accessible to the masses, it had to cover the face of the earth. These teachings, and he saw that if we called it Zohar, it was never going to happen. So he created the Tanya as a kosher version of Zohar for Hasidim. Okay, so and behold, Eitan, by the reversal of the letters, is Tanya, who helps him in exile. Okay. The Tanya comes to help us in exile. Remember the Shechina. That's what the Tanya does. And concerning this, it is said, Eitan is your dwelling, and set your nest in the rock. Besim basela kinecha. What is this rock? It is said concerning it that nothing flows from it except drop by drop. And this is the waters of Araita in these divisions. This is talking about the Gemara, the Mishnah, that we made primary instead of secondary. Because Moshe, what happened? He struck the rock with his staff twice. This caused that nothing would come forth except drop. We have to squeeze Torah out of the Mishnah to understand it. When you see boys learning, steiging away in the base measures, learning Gemara, they're breaking their head to try to understand one Masechta. This one said this, that one said that. That's why I never liked Gemara. It drove me crazy to hear men learning Gemara because they never came to a resolution. I'm like, what is the answer? What's the tachlis here? And there never was a straight answer. This one said that one said that, this one said that. And there is all machlokas, as Yura says. It's all machlokas. And how many disputes are upon these drops, which caused this, the morim, as it is said concerning them, whoever teaches Torah in the presence of his master is liable to death. Okay, so it is people morim are disrespectful people who try to teach Torah in front of their teacher. And because of this, Moshe Rabbeinu said, Shimuna hamorim, you rebels, listen, you people who think you know better. And because of his frustration with them, Moshe struck the rock and said, here, you're stuck with this rock now. Try to squeeze some Torah out of it. Good luck with all that. And he hit it with his staff twice. For had he not struck it, Yisrael, the Tanaim, and the Amoraim would never have had to labor in Mishnah and Gemara, which is the rock, which you want to hit your head against that rock because it's so hard to squeeze Torah out of it, coherent Torah out of it. Rather, it is said of it, and you shall speak to the rock, and it shall just give forth its water without toil, without below tarach, without labor, and then would be fulfilled in them, and they shall not teach anymore. We wouldn't need anyone to teach. If the Torah flowed itself to us, we wouldn't even need anybody to teach it to us. We could teach it to ourselves. The water would go forth without question, dispute, or ruling. Below kushia, machlokas upsak, because the Shechina, of which it is said, behold, my word is like fire, said Hashem. Okay, it is said about the Shechina, hello, ko, devarai ke'esh. When you see this word ko, it's an allusion and a reference to the Shechina. Her words are like fire, dwelling in the mouth of Yisrael. For this, she is the oral Torah, the Kabbalah, not the Mishnah. It's the Zohar, it's Kabbalah. That's the true Torah Shebal Peh. We disconnected the two. We don't have to get rid of the Mishnah, but we have to make the Mishnah make sense through Zohar. You learn Zohar first, which is the rock upon 60. Okay, so there's another hint. Sela, the word Sela, which is rock, is al samach on the 60 tractates, the Masechtas of the Mishnah. Okay, this is the last thing, I think. Yeah, this is the last thing I want to read to you guys. Daf 46b. She is the halacha of, this is a word play. We have to look to the Hebrew to understand this. She is the halacha of the king, the Shechina. Sometimes she's called halacha, which means law or ruling or rules. Like, what's the halacha? Like, how do I practically do this? So how do we understand this in the supernal world? When the Shechina is called halacha, she goes to him through the two thighs, through his two legs, which is halicha, which is walking. Okay, it's a word play, halacha and halicha. It's a reference to Netzach and Hod. And when she ascends to the body, into the two arms of the king, she is called Kabbalah because he receives her with his arms, the Chesed and Gevura. She's called Kabbalah. She's called halacha, and she's also called Kabbalah because she's going through Netzach and Hod, and she's going through Chesed and Gevura. And when she kisses him with his mouth, she is called Torah Shebal Peh, the oral Torah. Okay, when we call the Shechina the oral Torah, it's talking about the reunion of the Shechinta and the Kodesh Brichu mouth to mouth. So she's either walking to him, being received by him, kissing him on the mouth. At that time, when she ascends, see, this is all embodied. This is all embodied living. At that time, when she ascends to the mouth of the king, immediately it is fulfilled with Raya Mahemana, the only one who can save her, the only one who could slay all the other fish in the ocean is the Raya Mahemana. The only one who can save our girl up in the tower, the Migdala, is the Raya Mahemana, is the Goal Acharon. There is no separation, there is no line between Moshe and Moshe, because he was perfect in the beginning and he's perfect now. It is fulfilled with the Raya Mahemana, mouth to mouth, I speak with him. Oh, I just understood this. When the male and female come back into face-to-face union, and he's listening to her, and he's hearing her, and he's seeing her, and validating her, and all the things that make a woman shine and sparkle in fullest female radiance down here in Asiya, which activates the opening of the secret chamber above to release the Or HaGanuz on humanity, the light codes that will elevate and activate all the latent potential within our body that will enable our body to teach our soul, that will uncoil the DNA, that will activate the dormant parts of our brain to come online. These light codes only happen when the male rescues the female, making her feel safe to come out, because she's mouth to mouth, face to face, she's in his arms, she's protected by him physically, emotionally, spiritually. This is why the Nachash, the serpent, can only be conquered inside the corrected, rectified relationship, because the initial breach was the disunity of man and woman, was them gaslighting each other and deceiving each other, acting without transparency and authenticity, mind games, gaslighting each other. She made me eat the apple. He made me do this. It is the spiritual maturation process we've been undergoing for 6,000 years. And we're finally at a point where we could hear people teaching like Chris Bale on Instagram and telling us, a man telling us how to be in our body, a man remembering how to be in his body so he can ground himself and be a grounded presence for his female when she's in an emotional state. Because that's all women need is an embodied man, grounded in his masculine core, immovable. As she is the waves of the sea, he is the container to that. We're here. Watch any of these reels on Instagram and you'll understand that we have enough awakened men who understand what it is to support the female so she can feel safe. And when this energy transmits all the way up the tree of life to Keter, to the Panimis of Keter, to the tower where she's been hidden and protected by Ein Sof, ain't no one getting in there to touch her and hurt her until the men are ready. The men in Asiya are ready to protect that sacred energy of the mother, to respect her, to protect her, to hold her equal, mouth to mouth, face to face. Love her, cherish her, validate her, listen to her, be curious about her. And she will open up this world in the most magical ways you could ever perceive. She'll open the door to Gan Eden. She is Gan Eden. Wow. One of my favorite things that I love doing is taking the teachings of Yerahari, such as the concepts of thoughtful light and thoughtless light, and making it practical. This is what Bina does to Chachma. Chachma brings down the light, and she says, how are we going to make this practical? And how you make it practical is to take this concept of thoughtful and thoughtless light and understand which one you want to tap into, which one you want to sync up with, in order to unify the entire tree of life. His name only becomes one when we remember the Ein Sof. I remember the first time on a phone call where Yura told me about the Ein Sof. He said to me, in the Tanya, they don't say HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They don't say HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Tanya, because that's the emanated God. What do they say? He told me they say Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Ein Sof Baruch Hu. This is the one I want to connect with, to manifest with. Put my heart in his heart and see how he, oh my God, my day, when I connect to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, I can be relaxed and I can trust that everything will go smoothly. And if it doesn't go smoothly, I can look around and see what resources Hashem has given me. That's another good piece of advice. When you're struggling with something, just look around. Hashem always will give you something. And give you a silly example. I was in the car on my way to the gym, and there's a certain band to monitor the heart rate, and I had to charge it. I couldn't get this little compartment open. I'm like, Hashem, I couldn't do it. And then I look around and I see, oh, there's a pen in my car. So I take the tip of the pen and flip it open. So just taking that pause without getting frustrated. You look around, you scan your environment. Hashem will always give you a solution to your problem. If you involve him, if you include him, you say, Hashem, how are you going to help me with this? And he always will. This week is Rosh Chodesh Nisan. And it is said Ben Nisan Nigalnu, in the month of Nisan we were redeemed. Uba Nisan Asidin Lehigael. And in Nisan, in the future, which is now, we will be redeemed again. Moshe Rabbeinu is the Goel Rishon, the first one to take us out. And Moshe Rabbeinu is the Goel Acharon. He was perfect then, and he's perfect now. And he's the only one with the sword. And he's the only one who knows how to slay the dragon. And he's the only one who knows how to rescue the Shechina of her entrapment by the Erev Rav. And I just know that this Chodesh Nisan is going to be one to remember. And it's going to be one where Moshe Rabbeinu slays. He's already slaying. May we merit to see it come in with mercy. Have it be fun and exciting. I'll see you guys next week, and I'll have that Shechina video for you where somebody else besides me was saying out loud that the Shechina is real.